Now with that one, everybody in the chat, welcome to this one. We were talking about picks, and we still have a lot of them. We were worried, but I mean, you can pick the Viego, you brought it up, Fox, the Nocturne, the Gragas. You can play the Mel. I mean, Timu is still available. We're good.
Let's maybe not go that deep into the champion pools, but yeah. I said what I said. But yeah, that's true. We have a lot of picks. We still go with the same bands, but yeah, I don't think we're feeling too limited by what is left for us, because everywhere you look across the board, there is something to play for those guys. Like, there are still very good AD carries available. There is still, I wanted to say, supports available, but goddamn, Ruddy Sakai banning out Lulu from Bulldog. Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at AP junglers for Yankos, like the likes of Lilia and Nidalee are still open, at least if you really want to go that far into it. It's not obviously, yeah, I don't know. At least ain't exactly meta, but yeah, it's. I was like, we played Jarvan last game.
No, it was a move.
Didn't lock it in.
I was sure it was Jarvan for some reason as well.
That. Yeah. So there are still some options, and I think honestly, your game 5, you go back to comfort. You know, you just.
Why not just do Oriana Nocturne, for instance?
Yeah,
Oriana Nocturne. That's a good combo, actually. That's a good combo too. Yeah, even Jarvan and Oriana can work as well. Yeah. To be honest, I feel like putting Kame in a more utility focused mid laner wouldn't be so bad. Like I think, despite him being one of the standouts of Bulldog in general up until this point in this series, I think he's had his moments where he struggled, and an Oriana is a bit more reliable. Okay.
It's a reliable AD carry right now because it's now lacking. The Draven was banned as usual. So what are you looking forward, Exofang? Zeri is still available if you want to go for those hyper carries. And Kinsing can actually, I don't know why I'm saying this out loud, but Yuumi is available. So this Poppy could be a flex. It could go for a lot of places. Kinsing has played it before, and stopping Rakan would be interesting. There you go. That could be it. Yeah. You don't leave the AD carry now because
No, you don't. And you take the Poppy before picking that Zeri. You pick Poppy before it's going to go through the bans from the Ruddy side, because they have been banning her in the previous series, at least in the previous game as well. So yeah, good pickups for Bulldog so far. And we've been talking about Mel. She had to appear today sooner or later, because it's game 5 and we still haven't seen her. Ridiculous.
Yeah, she's lost a little bit of favor, to be honest, with a lot of teams. Obviously, was a permaban, and then in this patch, being knocked down a little bit. Still fairly good choice though, especially with her ability to flex around the map. But obviously, this you would assume is going to be a leader Mel, because we've got Saya Rakan already locked in. So unless Perks is cooking up something absolutely disgusting in that top side, I would imagine leader's taking that, which. You know, already I have a little bit of question marks about it, because it doesn't strike me as a leader style champion. So I'll have to see how that one develops.
Well, desperate times call for desperate solutions, and you pick Mel, and it's a good pick up for you in general. She doesn't take too much technical champion ability to pilot her in a professional game. Hopefully, we will see how later we'll feel on her. But Oriana getting banned by Radisak, we've been discussing this possibility of, because she already has quite a lot of potential bold deliveries from the side of Bulldog. So good ban overall. I wonder if they want to dedicate another ban to Kame as well, because it feels like the mid lane from Bulldog is going to be a big question mark for Ruddy here.
So maybe you could go for the Syndra, taking another one of those big mid lanes. I was just checking if she was picked before. That could be it. On the other side, you could go for another jungler, maybe a Viego to try and move. There you go. Could be the jungler right now, unless you want to go weird as we were talking with the Volibear. I don't think that should be the trick, especially because the Poppy kind of stops your Q. But yeah,
it's a toughie at this point. I would say you want CC from the jungle here, because you don't really have a way to lock down Zeri at this point in time, right? I mean, like, particularly reliable way. Rakan's got some way to do it, but you kind of just reactionary jump away if you're the Zeri, right? From a Rakan engage is quite telegraphed. So I was saying, I was thinking we don't have a lot of CC options available anymore for the reasons that we're like game 5 and fearless, but that's a pretty simple one. You just run at someone and try and slap them about to lock them down.
Yeah, but they gotta do it in early game, and Xayah Rakan are not the lane that is going to be accelerated in the early game very much, at least pre-6, not really Mel either, so it has to be Perks. Unless he's taking Volibear, Perks needs to take something that is going to just run over the early game.
if you go for this, I mean, Perks announced it at the beginning of the series that hover on the Ornn. You can pick the Ornn, and for instance, you can remove the Cataclysm, so it allows your team to go through, and it kind of stops the Zeraf when he's ulting because you call the Forge of the Old Gods. You have a lot of engage, follow up with the Volibear. I don't know. Oh, okay, that's a little scary. That would be spicy.
Could still be. Oh!
Okay.
Don't go Ornn.
Yeah. That kind of limits a lot of options for Perks.
Are we going to see the 12 CS per minute record-setting Garen like we saw in the previous series?
There's one.
Yeah, that was something special. Yeah, that was something special. Yeah. All right. So we got a consult in here for Bulldog. A lot of skirmishing, a lot of just running up to people, and really the gauntlet being thrown down now for Ruddy. I like having a more carry option in the top side because otherwise you're kind of lacking that with mid jungle. But yeah, I mean, it's game 5, baby. It's game 5 of Fearless, and we got some interesting picks coming through.
Yeah.
It's settled. The cards are dealt right now. Whoever wins this one will move on the bracket. Whoever loses is out from the Arazi Northern League of Legends Championship. It's time to throw it to the rift for the last time. But until then, fast word from the sponsors. I'll see you soon.
Both of these teams battling to get one step closer to the LAN final.
No matter the outcome, this is the last game we're going to have tonight. For Bulldog Esports, this is so important. It would be a huge upset to take down Ruddy Sack. They took them down once in a best of 3 on the upper bracket, and they're looking to do it yet again.
And you know,
they're looking to prove that it wasn't just an upset.
Yeah,
it was just their regular theme.
And I think, you know, a best of 3 is like, that's only 2 games, right? Maybe you cheese it a bit or whatever. This is a best of 5. There is no doubt about who's the better team once this series is over. Or maybe considering how close this is, there can definitely still be made argument. But it is a pretty definitive result once a best of 5 is done. You've had this many games to prove you're the best. Whoever comes out on top has had to have done it by hard work, sheer grit and determination. I'm not sure I can handle 30, 40 more minutes of whatever is in store here, Trouble. My heart might not be able to, but we'll see. We'll take it as it goes and see what happens.
You know what, one thing's for sure, with these particular junglers on the Rift, there's supposed to be a lot of early game action. Volibear is one of the best, and I'll keep on saying it, the best 1v1 champions, probably in the entire game. There are very, very few matchups that he loses straight up 1v1. He's a great early game ganker and a great early game skirmisher. 1 to 2 max items is usually where he thrives, and this is where he falls off. That's why majority, when you're looking at a Volibear, you're looking for those early game plays, trying to get your laners ahead. I'm looking at Perks. I do not think Jankos has given Perks the attention that he deserves, and right now he's in a matchup, he's on a champion that can really benefit from those early game shenanigans.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited to see what happens and seeing those early game shenanigans, right? Jankos, you know, reclaim the title of First Blood King. I think the title might be a bit long gone, but a historic one for him, definitely throughout his years back in Rocket. Got into ULCS back then. You know, the good old days of League of Legends. As speaking of, Jankos is looking for a level 3 gang. The BDD bot not expecting this. Kasing does have the flash available and will need to use it here. Does so as well. Jankos holds on to his. In the end though, they trade 2 summoners for 1, but they get prior on the bot.
Yeah, and Volibear is giving you here the Jarvan special, even though we do have a Jarvan on the map, which is 1 quadrant straight into a gank. He's gonna walk towards the top side of his map right now. Perks is doing fine into the Garen for the time being. We see the first teleport coming through from Leader. Grabbing his first items, he grabbed the tier, starting to stack it early on. And now Jankos will be on his way to his top quadrant. Now, he has fallen slightly behind. By slightly, I mean an entire quadrant behind due to his attempt for that gank. However, by taking that flash off of Kasing, you're looking to get some pressure onto that Poppy with Hamzen hustling on that bot side of the map. So potentially a turnaround coming through when Jankos is done with the top side of his map. We could potentially see him heading towards that bot side. Does have the flash. He could even commit into something like a lane gank.
Oh, good damage. Both of these top laners being attacked!
Oh!
Out of nowhere! 3rd solo kill in the series!
Wow. That is absolutely insane. Perks was walking. I think he was looking for his Q reset to come through there. to kill Miatek, but the closer he was walking, the more he was getting chopped by the spin to win. Ended up miscalculating. The flash Q came through from Miatek to finish the deal. As you said, 3 out of 5 games we've had Miatek get a solo kill onto Perks, and this one hurts. However, Jankos is in the top lane.
Good wall
Can't
from
close the
Miatek.
gap, unfortunately.
Too quick on that Garen. Garen somehow found his way back in to, I don't want to say the meta, but a bit of a niche pick that is currently relevant in the current landscape of competitive League of Legends. We'll be excited to see what Miatek builds. That damage route hurts a whole lot when you get into the late game, and it's very confusing to deal with. I want to say, as Nulas has made his way up. Perks, don't make this mistake again, buddy. Don't overextend here. Just take the minions.
He actually
he
used his
doesn't know.
hookshot right
He
here
doesn't
to
know.
trade.
No
He'll be fine.
way that misses.
He'll be fine here. The flag and drag did not necessarily hit the knock-up right there. However, if Perks used his hookshot to try and take a trade onto Miatek, this could have potentially been a very, very bad trade he chose to take there. However, again, emphasis on the 2 junglers right here. Jarvan, Volibear, extremely active in the early game. Both have tried some ganks, hustling down the mid lane.
Yeah, just getting a bit
No
of damage
Lulash
down.
is in that
Kasing here,
bush.
as well as Leader is in trouble. Good flash to buy some space and lead the way to his escape.
All right, flashes alert. Let's take a look. Garen, Jarvan, and Poppy down a flash over on blue side. On the red side, we have Camille, Mel, and Rakan without a flash. So we're pretty much mirroring both sides, if you will, sort of. And now Ruddy are gonna take that opportunity. Get into that bot side river. Perks, is he gonna use that hook shot?
Oh, good timing, good
Very
timing.
nice buffer.
You know, has maybe been to World Finals trouble. One MSI, you know, he's got that timing on lock. Yeah.
I think you'd be very surprised about people who have won finals that are not necessarily as sharp at League of Legends anymore, Duckling.
Who are you thinking about in particular? One of the maybe OG Fnatic players? Regardless though. Speaking of...
No, I was thinking more about Ning from the OG IG.
Oh, Ning.
But sure.
Okay, fair enough. Regardless though, Nulas is able to take this. And speaking of grandparents, Jankos able to stop him and will take one back, as that means no one will get the objective claim on their bounties for that feat of warfare, not feat of warfare, rather feat of strength. They're really battling over this grub. It's a bit of an... not a real battle. Or what battle? What would you call this? They're just standing there, trying to zone each other away. And it will be Jankos that claims it in the end.
1 for 2. Nobody takes a tick on feats of strength on neutral objectives. They're gonna be split on that one, and I feel like there's so much tension in this particular game, especially we have like the early game ganking kind of junglers, but also the wrong step, the wrong gank, the wrong overextension could cost you an entire series. This is also very... I don't know. I mean, the pro players must be so tired at this point. They've been playing for hours, and their entire tournament is on the line. This is the last one game. This is the best of one right now. The series is already gone. It's dusted. It's behind us. It's a best of one. Whoever wins goes through to semis. Whoever loses goes straight to spring.
Straight to spring. Straight into viewer. Straight into, you know, someone who can join us at the watch party in Nottingham. Watch both the NLC finals and BDG finals. And then promoted into playing again in spring. A quiet game. It feels like the action has been sucked out of the early games as the series progressed, as both teams don't want to make that first mistake. But once the floodgates open, like we saw in Game 4 Trouble, there is so much action. You talked about the flash cooldowns earlier though. Jankos has his, as you said. He could be looking for something topside.
He's looking for topside. He also has the ultimate if he wants to dive. However, Garen is a very scary champion to dive,
I would want to dive him.
especially with the ultimate up and available for Miatek. However, he's looking to pressure into the jungle wherever he gets priority, so he gets towards that top side. Mid lane was pushing, top lane's pushing with Perks as well. Jankos gets a little bit of free reign into top quadrant of Lulus's jungle. And he's gonna head towards the bot side. I'm a little bit sad we didn't necessarily get to see Ruddy abuse the fact that they took Kasing's flash very, very early on that bot side of the map. Now Jankos is gonna be heading towards his bot side, which has respawned again. And he start onto his Gromp right there. And again, things have slowed down. There was a small whoopsie on the top side, miscalculation by Perks on the solo kill right there. Miatek took that one away. And other than that, it's been a very slow, again, calculated game. You can see how much it means for both teams.
I mean, all I'm gonna say, right? You'd call that a happy little action. It happens to the best of us. He showed, later, he can still do the hooks on wall dive. He still got it. At the end of the day, the goal is constantly even trouble in this series. And even if a team is 2-3k ahead, it doesn't really matter. It needs to be like a 5-10, maybe not 5-10k goalie really, to show a sign of who's winning the game. The team fights have been hard fought, close fought, looking at individuals who are able to step up in the big moments. A different player pretty much every game when you look back on it. Now Lucas though might have found a moment in the mid lane, and he has. Came in, right at the arcane, collects that kill. Nice and easy.
Great wraparound right there from Lulash. Now they're looking for
Miatek
Miatek. Gonna get locked in.
Does have good damage. Could he get the kill on Perks? Yes! He can!
Man, Garen is so scary. Miatek grabbing the kill on a 1 versus 2 scenario. You absolutely take those. If you're Bulldog Esports, grabbing that kill onto Xerath in the mid lane. Good stuff from Lulash to find the wraparound around leader. I think it was just about as his flash was about to come up as well. I don't think flash in there would have saved him either, even if he had it up. I'm not quite sure. But again, Bulldog Esports are finding the openings in the early game, and that's getting a little bit scary. Yeah. Luden's completed for Cayman. He's going to be able to push that wave with ease. Luckily, for leader, Mel is another one of those champions that gets to push the wave for free. It's kind of like a Kai'Sa Q on steroids in her kit. They're going to find Jankos towards the top side. The next set of Void Grubs has spawned, and as tradition has it, 4 members of Bulldog Esports are going to be heading towards the top side of the map. However, without Miatek, I really do doubt if Bulldog Esports can contest.
They want to at the very least, but you might doubt it. They go one step further and just do it anyway. I think the good trade from Cayman was the deciding factor. Trouble as leader. Going down to half HP, doesn't have BP as well. Now forced to stay as Cayman already hurts that first item. Wow, he is having a field day so far. Just hitting field goal after field goal, dealing a good chunk of damage. Miatek rotating up as well. Jankos looking for the engagement. It's Cayman that's the target. They do their best and they lock him up, and he's taken down in the end. Jankos claims to kill us. Miatek now comes in from with like a potential re-engage. His Cataclysm is up in 5 seconds. They backed off. They can't quite find it, and Ruddy claim the kill. They run towards the bot side looking to secure that Drake, while Bulldog, well, they're charging for the Void Grub.
Great chain of CC right there onto Cayman. He has been a little bit of a sore point for Ruddysack. The poke is already hurting. It's only going to get worse, especially when pen items start coming through from Cayman as well as more AP items in his inventory. So, very good flash right there from Jankos, shutting him down. Great chain of CC put onto Cayman, and Kasing did his best to try and put his W up, but it just wasn't enough. A bit squishy onto the Xerath. It's going to be the exchange, as you mentioned. The Dragon for the Void Grubs. It's going to be 1 tick of feats of strength for both of these teams. And the second one for Ruddysack, they have found
Yet again.
Perks.
He's just dead. He can do what he wants. The Flash will buy a bit of space and force it out of Exofeng as well. I mean, Perks has had a very good series, except for game 1 and 5. You know, the middling parts were very, very good. But in this, game 5, he seems to be faltering under the pressure. Let's see if Miatek will do the same. He's put under a 1v2 scenario. The Volibear able to disable the turret, the Garen. The scary sight to behold it as the Rider Yake comes in.
Oh boy!
It could be the kill. Hums. Is there one more shot? No. Cayman had used everything, and Hums able to survive with the help of the barrier. Now they still will continue the tower dive. Jankos, who's very much still dying. Yes, and Miatek is alive. That feels so illegal.
Whoa! Hums was holding his ult to ult Miatek's ult. But then Miatek turns it onto Jankos, and that went probably as bad as it could have. Saving grace right there. 1 turret plating going towards Hums, but 3 and 1 onto this Garen. And I honestly, the first thing that I said when I saw Ruddysack's composition, I'm like, these guys are very squishy. If this Garen gets ahead, he's just gonna be chopping through HP bars so easily. And now that I'm seeing this Stride Breaker, I'm TFT wired right now. Stride Breaker built already for Miatek. It's gonna be able to stick to targets with ease. And let's watch this one more time. Clutch coming through from Cayman, from downtown, that ultimate. And Hams, he's playing on the edge right there because he knows he has his ultimate available if Mythic chooses to ult him. Oh boy. Oh boy. That ultimate does not turn off the tower long enough, and Jankos ends up paying the price.
Brilliant. If we caught here, no flash perks rotating down nicely. This will be a clean little kill. We'll take it. And Ruddy still in it, but Miatek, I mean, he's strong. He is very, very strong on this Garen. Getting a solo turret up top as well. We all know what a Garen that's ahead can do, especially with this damage-oriented build that you're building nowadays. You cut through anyone, even the tanks.
I'm actually really surprised that Miatek still found a carry to play on the top side of the map. This time around is going to be the Garen. Again, the Camille was picked into the Garen. Perk has not been having a fun time up there, and with one level diff between the two top lanes, it's only gonna start getting worse. The TP that came in, I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, that TP sucked, buddy. You're gonna die here. Eventually, as Homs is forced to flash forward. Miatek will trade back, and that means Bulldog will get a 1-for-1. My point still stands though, that TP did suck.
Yeah, I feel like Cayman has done it one too many times where he just TPs in the middle of an entire enemy team. Not necessarily respecting the redive. That tower is almost dead.
I mean, Perks does good damage all of a sudden. Level 11. Jankos goes in, goes out. Perks is CC'd up against the wall. And the Martian Justice, a thing best served cold. Yet another kill for Miatek on Perks. As Jankos trying to chase him down. The Stormbringer available in a second, but holds on to it. Oh, damn.
If I'm Miatek, I would buy Kasing a beer tonight. If that's a 1 series, that's him right there. That ult to throw out Jankos at this particular moment so that Miatek gets the chance to turn it around. Let's have another look, because Kasing absolutely smurfed the heck out of that situation. He's already on his way, as you can see on the minimap. And right here came in, I mean, buddy, TPing straight into 2 members. A lot of CC coming through the Rakan. Miatek shows up just in time. And as the wave is pushing through, the next one that's going to come through your screens, Ruddy are preparing yet another dive. They have the members. Miatek is low enough, and Ruddy Kasing starts channeling the ult. The second that Jankos just about lands the Q under the shield, this is where Kasing releases the trigger, and Miatek absolutely destroys Perks on the tower.
5-1 Garen in game 5.
The timing was so good. So good. So clutch.
It's pure chaos trouble, and I love every minute of it. This is what the NLC looks like in his prime. Watch it, drink it in. It's certainly a sight to behold. They have gotten feats of strength. They'll claim the Herald to the goal lead. And the control of the game is in Bulldog's favor. But how much does that really mean trouble? And these games have been ping-pong back and forth all throughout the series.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think we've been able to say who's going to win. Like, okay, we usually can say, Game 3 and Game 4 have gone completely the opposite way. So I don't think you could even guess, even if a team gets 5k up, because that was the case for Adisak in the previous game, and then just got turned around. Got turned on his head. Right here, you mentioned it, 5-1 Garen. The thing that really scares me, again, is how squishy...
Look at the damage.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh
boy, here the flash.
The hook shot all dive. I can't. Miatek is on a rampage, and the fight could be unfolding.
Kasing has places to be, man. Kasing has places to be. He ain't got no time for you. Bulldog Esports going in as 5.
Cataclysm. It finds the carries the right of the arcane. Rains down on Hums, who's forced to let the feathers fly. But Exofang has other ideas. He'll try and chase down the rest of Ruddy. Leader next on the menu. Double kill for the 17-year-old lady carrier as the Drake goes over to Bulldogs.
Bulldog Esports are here to declare that the upper bracket best of 3 they won versus Ruddy was not a coincidence. It was not an upset, and it's exactly how it was supposed to be. Now 4,000 gold in the lead over Ruddy again on a composition where the Volley Bear rolls off later on. You do have still scaling champions like Mel, Zaya, Camille. Can Perks turn this game around again? 1.7 gold deficit over in the top lane. Just don't look at this point. Second item, Phantom Dancer completed. I'm getting scared seeing Miatek on that Garen.
Miatek, man. What a player. What a player. definitely delivering on the Rift, and I would be scared too if I found myself on that Rift. But for now, we get to enjoy the carnage from above. This is what League of Legends looks like. It is absolutely brilliant content, and I love every minute of it. Absolute cinema. Yeah, Perks, he has to find a way to turn this around, Trouble. He did it once in the laning phase, it feels like. He closed the gold lead, and then it ballooned again after the failed dive bot lane. But there are no easy turns to take, and I don't see how it's possible. It has to come through a good team fight. With Exofeng now getting 2 kills, there are multiple carries you want to focus down on the side of Bulldog. I just don't think currently Ruddy's have the damage.
That is the case. However, Perks seems to be having a pretty okay time on the side lane. Kane ran over right now.
The all in though, right at the arcane, and there comes the final shot. You said you had a good time, Trouble. You didn't expect that coming, did you? What a turn. I mean, dude, that Demacian Justice, it's illegal. It's like half his HP.
I mean, you must be naive thinking this is going to be a 1 versus 2, buddy. I don't think it's ever been a 1 versus 2. Still, like, Perks is 1-6. Was 1-5 in this 1 versus 1, and he still seemed like had a pretty good chance versus the Garen. Gaimin had to give a helping hand right there. Riftel's going to be popped in that mid lane. Taking that mid lane tier 1 is going to be very, very difficult for Ruddy to start playing the game from there on out. Mel having to overextend in that mid lane. They're looking for a leader.
Yeah, and they'll get him, or at the very least force a splash. No instant follow-up. I spoke too soon, as able just to walk out of it pretty much unscathed. Arakan now on the map. The gold is in their favor. Control of everything really is in their favor. But it looked like this exact situation just 1 game ago, Trouble, but for Ruddy Sec. And they now do the comeback.
We'll see. Atakan is usually the telltale for the entire series. Games have been lost over Atakan fights. Lots of vision established for Bulldog Esports on the top side of the map. They do have a bunch of poke with Cayman on that Xerath, and this is what's very difficult for Ruddy Sack right now. They cannot cross through choke points to get vision in the river because Xerath is there. Well, and Lulash is there as well, but primarily Xerath is the big problem. You try to cross through a choke point, you're gonna have to run through a bunch of poke from the champion.
He hurts like a truck, and let's get his recall
you
cancelled.
okay there, buddy? Came in?
Being chased down by the Arakan. Should be able to get back sooner rather than later. Just a little moment of fun before we get back.
Hit him now for revenge.
Yeah,
okay,
get back at him. Do it, Cayman. Do it. Let's keep our eyes on Ruddy second. 5-man moving towards the top side. Trouble. I've got a gut feeling. 1 big fight around Arakan. That will decide it.
Yeah, and they could potentially be looking. Okay, Eamon is out in this situation, and good for Ruddy. It's like they actually realized that there's no anyone around in this area. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. I speak 3 languages and I can't string a sentence in any of the 3 I do speak right now, so I do apologize for that. However, both teams are very willing to fight around that objective. Again, if the Xerath is first in the river, it's going to become really difficult for Ruddy Sack to find an opening. However, they have set up some wards in the back line where Zeri is right now, in that quadrant of Lulas's jungle, where Perks or Leader could potentially find an angle to get to that back line.
TP up for Miatek. They want to catch him out. He has the flash available. The question is, when will he use it? The answer instantly given. It is right as he needed to do some CC. That's a big cooldown force, though. Should make Hums and Leader feel a little bit safer in the upcoming fight, where you don't have a 500 movement speed Garen sprinting right towards you.
2 items all across the board. Only Jankos and Leader are looking to complete their second item right here. And with Bulldog Esports having a tempo onto the map, resets are coming through from Ruddy. They're going to chip through that second mid lane tower. Here 2 going down. Next dragon coming up. It will be Soul Point. Ruddy Sack. I don't think they're in any way, shape or form set up for it. There's no vision around. They haven't pushed out any waves. As you can see on your minimaps, bot lane is pushing towards Ruddy Sack. Somebody has to go there and respond. However, Leader has to stay mid lane to push that one through. Because Atakan is still a thing. Perks with no TP has to stick towards the top side of the map in case the fight breaks out. And yet another wave that's going to be replied by Miatek. His teammates are not that close. However, All they need for Miatek to engage in a fight is Cayman to be close enough to ult, and that's actually the case right here. However, the tower is gonna go down. They're gonna play it simple and slow.
We're just waiting for that one fight. We are waiting for that one moment where this game well and truly decided. Everything is set in Bulldog's favor, but this could be the surprise attack from Ruddy's stack. They don't want me to take no flash, remember, as he turns it towards Hums. Not enough damage, even with the Rider, the Arcane, but Mia takes, he's still alive! And they're trying to turn it to Hums. Very good play caller, but it's not enough. He's locked inside the Cataclysm and will be taken down by Cayman. Miatek is still alive, Trouble. Can now just recall as Exo Fang goes forward. Not too far, not too deep, but unable to get a second kill. Look at the TP. He's coming back in. It's not over quite yet. Miatek on the Frank. He's gonna look for it and he's gonna get it. Leader is low. Hums is dead. There is no carries left as Perks. By Lunas, there is one way to go for Ruddy second. Let's forward because in the back line, it's a scary Garen they can't deal with. As Perks loses his HP, they have to run. They have to get out with something, but they can't. The damage is so much. Hookshot wall dive needs to come through, but it misses. Mercs, what are you doing? I can't believe it. He misses the hookshot wall dive. They're gonna be aced here on the back of it. Miatek will chase them down. And I think Jankos and Huston might have just survived. But that's the outcome for Bulldog.
Make it 3 beers for Kasing from Miatek. Another insanely clutch ult coming through from Kasing. We said how pivotal his role was going to be for this team to lead them forward with the engages. But these damn ults this game have been life-saving for Miatek. He gets engaged by 3 members, TP'd upon by a 4th. 5th member arrives, and look at this ult through the wall coming from Kasing, saving this entire team fight. Miatek has time to reset, go back to base, regain health, TP back in, and end it all for Radisak.
What a fight. What a fight. I can't believe
Okay,
what we're
production.
doing.
They asked me who do I think the MVP should be for the series. Screw what I said. It's Kasing.
Get Kasing on that list. His puppy's been phenomenal. I like the idea of going forward here, but Miatek in the backline. Leader Flash didn't do much as having to survive the Rider of the Arcane will do so. Ooh, trouble. 5k goalie. That last fight went in their favor, but it's not over yet.
However, they do have a lot of control over the topside jungle, which is where the 2 neutral objectives are spawned on the map. You have the Baron and you also have Atakan. There is a little bit of vision remaining, which has just been taken away by Bulldog Esports. Again, the problem here is going to be getting through that Xerath, and Cayman is a little bit too far forward. They do manage to catch him. The TP in the backline from Perks coming through.
Oh, they stopped the Baron as Jankos. Oh, yeah, I should say TP. Perks in the backline. He's looking for Kasing, Cayman, and Exofang and all those things. And in the meantime, Lula's already taken down Perks. Hoodchuck, wall dive forward, but can't quite connect it. Miatek now coming in from the flank. Exofang, he goes forward with the flash, trying to find them all. The damage is good. That's Miatek now helping to cut through the HP bars, and that's exactly what they'll do. Exofang finally falls. Hums has to step up. He finds 2. Immediately, it's Miatek and Cayman doing the work, and the rest of the Ruddy Sack lineup. Perks creates a whole heap of distance and enough space to get out of 3-for-3 trouble. And as the game still lives.
2 and 7, and he still creates so much diversion in the backline. Perks made Bulldog Esports go dizzy in this team fight. The second they lose formation, they lose the fight. Look at this teleport coming through straight onto Cayman, which means Exofang and Kasing have to defend Cayman to stay alive. Lula's has gone too far forward. He's just a squishy Jarvan ends up going down, making the 4 versus 5 in favor of Ruddy Sack. But then that dash forward ult from Exofang gave them a little bit of the edge. Excellent stuff from Jankos right there to see the overextension from Exofang and actually ult in to finish him off. All in all, a 3-for-3 dead equal.
What? Hums is just dead.
Oh, well,
For 47 seconds, caught inside the Cataclysm.
Baron time.
Take it down. I think you might be right. Jankos still no flash. No Stormbringer. Get into the pit either. We'll have to buy more time. The flash is up sooner rather than later. They're likely to be started here. 30 seconds on Hums.
Yeah, Bulldog Esports need to actually start acting right here. There is still the possibility of the 50-50 flash up in 2 seconds from Jankos. Even if he can't ult into the pit, he can flash and 50-50 that Baron. His ult is going to be up shortly as well. So he has an in and out potential right here. Can you make it through the choke point with Seraph? Hitting shot after shot. But also Leader hurts so much on the melt. Two items completely.
Music, he's gone and Leader. He has no flash and he's instantly down. It looks to be a clean wipe really, as 2 is gone. It's just Hustlin and Perks running away. But the Demacian justice will be served. They're all dying. It's all done. They weren't all bite, no bark. Oh my, I can't believe it, Trouble. Bulldog charging towards the Nexus, 30-second death timers. And for one final time, the Bulldog looks to be biting down on the neck of the dog of Ruddy Sack. They'll send them to the retirement home. They'll send them packing. And they'll send Hums right back to America.
Wasn't an upset. It was a natural turn of events. They did it in the upper bracket and they did it again here. Bulldog Esports, welcome to the lower bracket semifinals.
That first time was so nice, they had to do it twice. Bulldog send Ruddy Sack down to the lower bracket, send them to the retirement home and book their place in the lower bracket semifinal. I can't